I'm about to walk you through a simple one-person business that will make 10K a month in 2025. This is the exact same business model that I used to be able to hit my first 10K month, and I now help other people to be able to do the same. And this is the framework that I use. So when I coach people, we use these exact same steps. So I'm gonna walk you through exactly what you need to do if you wanna get started and be able to make the same business that makes the same amount of money. And literally anyone can do this. Like my mum even got started and she now makes money from it. Like within her first or second month, within her first few weeks, she started making money from this. So literally anyone can get started, and this is what you need to do if you want to get started, and I'm going to explain it all. So just to explain, this business is a solely content creation business, only needed by one person. So basically it's being a UGC creator for different companies, being able to get paid just to make videos for brands and services. Okay, so I'm going to break this down and explain more about how this works in using these steps. So first you need to gain the knowledge of being able to make good UGC content. So being a UGC creator isn't just getting in front of a camera and talking in the same way that I am on this video, for instance. There's a lot of things that come into creating a UGC video itself. So first you need to gain this knowledge of like what makes a great UGC video, how to be able to create good UGC videos yourself, and master this skill. So you actually want to spend the time being able to become really good at this so that brands want to work with you and they want to pay you great sums of money. So there's two ways that you can gain this knowledge and master this skill. The first one is by practicing, trialing and erroring. So basically just doing your own research and then having a go at it, trial, error, just like keep improving as you go and trying to get as good as like other people's videos. Or the second one is obviously learning from an expert. So me, myself, I actually was working in the UGC industry. I've been working in social media for like years, and I already knew about this industry. So I was actually somebody who used to hire UGC creators. So the way that it'd work is I would help brands to hire UGC creators. So I would look at their portfolios, I would be able to suss out what made a good UGC creator. And I actually took a lot of time learning loads about UGC to be able to work in this role. And by the end of it, I was like, hang on, why don't I become a UGC creator? Because I could make so much more money than working in a 9-to-5 role, because I'll have so much freedom and I can work with so many different brands at the same time and set my prices super high. So anyway, for me, it was super easy to get started because I'd spent time learning that skill. I'd spent years and I'd really like mastered it. And I myself had learned from other experts. So when I was training on that role, I was learning from everyone else in the company about how to make good UGC content. So if you want to get started and you want to fast track the process, like for me, when I started UGC, I was making money within the first month. And that's because I already had all of that knowledge, I'd acquired that skill. Whereas for other people, so if you have loads of time and you don't mind how long it takes, then obviously practice, trial and error is like what you want to do. But if you actually want to fast track the process, if you don't want to have to wait months and months and do all of the trial and error yourself, then just learn from an expert and you can really just fast track that phase. Once you've learned how to create good UGC content, so you've mastered this skill, this is meant to be me in front of a tripod or you in front of a tripod, you know, this is just mastering the skill. Next, you want to move on to the second step. So basically, you just want to showcase your skill and make your portfolio and make it stand out. You want to make it so that your skill looks really good. So brands see your portfolio and then they just want to work with you straight away because you've made it stand out. So the way that you want to do this is you want to, one, create example content of you doing the UGC. And then two, you want to make them very high quality. So you want to make them look really great so that as soon as you start working, brands just want to work with you because they can see how good your work is. Once you've got this portfolio that makes you look great, it makes you stand out, then you can move on to this third step, which is getting in touch with brands and putting yourself forward for projects. So basically, this is how you're going to land deals. You're going to use a few different platforms that work to be able to get in touch with these brands and to be able to put yourself forward. You're going to find a few platforms and you're going to stick to those because you know that they work. Same way that I did for myself. I found a few platforms that were bringing me in lots of deals, and then I just stuck to those because obviously when you know something works, you keep going and you scale on that. So I was just doing more and more on these platforms, and I use these same platforms for my coaching clients as well. I get them to go on these same platforms. And then it's really important to systemize the process. So you don't want the process to be all over the place. You don't want to do outreach one day and not the next. You want to make sure that you're outreaching every single day, and you're doing this part of the process all the time, even when you're creating content, even when you've got brands going on. And we're going to move on and I'm going to show you how you're going to do this when you start scaling and you have loads of work, how this system is really going to help you. So you definitely want to create a system to this process that you just follow through every day, and it's like brainless work. You don't have to think about it. You just follow the steps that you've written out the same way you're going to follow the steps that I've written out here. So this third step is all about just getting in touch with brands and landing those deals. And then from here, you've still got another 3 steps. And this is how you make it that 10K month business. Because so many people can just like do these few steps, make a little bit of money, and maybe just make 1 or 2K a month with UGC. And this is what I've seen very often. A lot of people get to the point where they make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 5K a month, but they can't scale it to 10. And this is what you need these next few steps for, because that's the most important part that's going to take you there. So now we're on to step 4, and step 4 is all about how we close those deals. So being able to bring in those deals is number 3, but then a deal might not close just because you brought it in. But these are the steps that you're going to follow to be able to close these deals. So first, you need to be able to set your pricing, set good pricing. Number 2 is negotiating them deals. So not only just setting the pricing, but being able to talk to this person and negotiate in a way that makes it work for them. And then also communicating well, obviously. That's just a huge part of being able to close these deals. And my tips here for this is to be able to price competitively. So to be able to set good pricing, I would just say use competitive pricing. And then for negotiating deals and communicating well, I put here to stay kind and professional. So a lot of people think that being professional, you don't stay kind, or staying kind isn't professional. No, we do both. We do both. And this is what I teach my coaching clients how to do, is 1, price competitively, but 2, also stay kind and professional while they're negotiating with these brands. Okay, so far I've shown you how to be able to bring in these deals, close these deals, and have content to be able to work on and have money coming into the business. But the difference between, like I said, being able to make 2K a month or 10K a month from this business is really these last 2 steps. So this one here is outsourcing the outreach. So what I say is you want to focus on creating the content only. So what I said before about doing all of this outreach and systemizing it, this is the part, once you've already got deals coming in, where you're going to let go of that. You're not going to do any more outreach. You're going to give it to a VA to do. You're going to have it all automated, and all you're going to do is just focus on creating the content. And what it does is it frees up your time so much more, allows you to focus on creating better content, allows you to just like have more time on your plate. Like for me, when I hit my first 10K month, I think I was working about 3 hours a day. And like that's something that you can do as well. Like if you follow this step. If you don't follow this step, maybe you'll be working like 6 hours a day, 10 hours a day. But if you do this, and if you outsource this work while you're scaling, then it's going to make it so that you'll hit 10K so much easier. And the last step is to scale these projects. So once you've outsourced the outreach to your VA, you're not going to be doing that anymore. So what happened for me was I outsourced it all. I didn't have to do any more outreach. All I had to do was focus on creating the videos, which meant I could then take on more projects, and I could also up my prices because I was improving constantly, because all I was focused on was creating the videos. And that allowed me to scale the outreach, to scale the amount of brands that I was getting in touch with and the projects that I was putting myself forwards for. And then that meant that I could take on more projects, I could up my prices and choose to work with the best paying ones only. And then I also improved my portfolio as I went along. So that's another key thing to remember, is like once you work with these brands, always improve your portfolio, because you're going to have brands that you've worked with, and then you can then add them to your portfolio, and it's going to look better and better every time. If you want to start a simple one-person business that will make 10K a month in 2025, I guarantee this is going to be the one. For me, I found this so easy to hit my first 10K a month in. I did this last year, and I'm also helping other people to do the same. Like I said, I have my coaching clients, and they're all on their track to like hitting their 10K months. And I even helped my mum to do this, and I guarantee I'm going to have to make a video once it happens that she will be able to do very, very well with this, because anyone can do well as long as they follow these steps that I've put down here and they take consistent action. So yeah, I hope you use this framework to be able to create this business this year, because I guarantee like you're going to be able to hit 10K in it. I've done it, other people have done it. I've helped other people to do it as well, and I guarantee like you can do it too. Go smash it, and I'll see you in the next video.